What's going on, Legionnaires, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. And for this video, we're going to be jumping into Nightwing, issue number 81. And if you haven't been keeping up with Nightwing, go ahead and check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on in this super awesome line by Tom Taylor. Now, the pencils and ink are by Bruno Redondo, and it is colored by Adriano Lucas. And be sure you stay all the way through to the end because the ending of this issue has an absolute amazing cliffhanger. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. Alright gang, as we dive into issue number 81, we're picking up in Blüdhaven at City Hall, because right now, the new mayor, Mayor Zucco, is being sworn in. Now, Melinda Zucco, she is the daughter of the man who ended up killing Dick Grayson's parents. And after her ceremony, after she has been sworn in, this is when Commissioner McLean, he tells her that there is a meeting that she needs to attend to. And he directs her into another room. And as she walks into this room, this is where she sees Blockbuster, Mr. Maroney, and individuals from crime families from all over the city. Because Mayor Zucco is nothing more than a puppet. She is here to serve the Maroney crime family. She is here to serve Blockbuster. And now that she has been given this power, Blockbuster, he wants to know exactly what she plans to do with the city. And her plans is to make everybody wealthier. Not only that, but she wants to extend Blockbuster's power outside of the city. But she wants to do this using all the good work that he has already put in place. Because as it stands, she has no interest in burning anything down. And so what we're really seeing here is almost all the elected officials of Blüdhaven are dirty. They're in the pocket of the criminal organizations. Now this is where we pick up with Nightwing. And currently Nightwing is surrounded by fire and he is facing off with Heartless, the murderer that's been going around stealing out people's hearts. And we see Nightwing surrounded in flame with an innocent family behind him, and he tells them he's going to get them out of here. He's going to get them to safety. But this is where we see Heartless use a fire extinguisher and make a path for this family to be able to escape. Now this confuses Nightwing for a moment, but Heartless lets us know that he doesn't want to watch them die, he wants to watch them run. But not only that, he's been anticipating this meeting. He's been anticipating meeting the one and only Nightwing, the guardian angel of Blüdhaven, because Heartless wants his heart. And we see him pull out a gun, aim it at Nightwing, and shoot. Nightwing able to get out of the way just in time, and he charges him. Nightwing throwing one of his batons, but we see Heartless catch it in midair. And this is when Nightwing realizes that he underestimated Heartless. And we see Nightwing get backhanded with his own baton. And then we see Nightwing take an uppercut and he goes flying back. And this is where he realizes that Heartless he's enhanced. He has some kind of special abilities. He's definitely got strength and he definitely has speed. But the one thing he is lacking is technique. He doesn't know how to fight. You know, he has all of the upgrades, but he hasn't done the homework. Almost like he tried to take a shortcut to being a supervillain. And Nightwing, he knows exactly how to handle this. He needs to stay out of his reach and use counter superhuman techniques. Use the man's momentum against him, and what Nightwing is trying to do is trying to make him angry, trying to make him slip up. Because this is something that Nightwing can work with. When Heartless starts to make his mistakes, that's when Nightwing gets the upper hand. And Heartless starts to realize that he's not really going to be able to win this fight. And Heartless even tells Nightwing, like, this is a waste of my time. I don't need to be here. I'll kill you at a later time. And we all know Nightwing isn't going to let him just walk away. And that's why he has a backup plan. Because he knows at the end of the day, Nightwing, he cares. And all of these children, they have been running from this fire. They have been running to the pier. And that is exactly where Heartless wants them. And this is where we see him pull out a detonator. And it appears that he has the entire pier rigged with explosives. Because what he really wanted was to see their fear, to see their faces. But since Nightwing kind of disrupted his plans, he's just going to use his imagination and imagine what it's going to be like. and we see Heartless click the button. Nightwing doing his best to try to get a hold of Tim Drake and let him know to get all of those kids off of the pier, but it's too late. We see the beginning of the pier go up in a huge fiery explosion, trapping all of these kids on the pier as it slowly burns all the way out. Now, right now, Robin, he doesn't know what to do, because as it stands, it seems like the only option he has is to start throwing kids into the ocean, but he wants to avoid doing this. Some of them can't swim, and it's just not the best option here. And so he asks for any ideas, and Nightwing, he proposes to ask for help. And he tells Oracle to patch him into the emergency Mayday frequency. Patching him into this, he calls out to any vessels that may be in the area, letting them know that there are children stranded on the pier and they need immediate evacuation. And after doing this hail a couple of times, hoping to hear something back, this is when the line blows up with chatter, and we hear ships from all over the harbor calling in and saying that they are on their way. And with everybody being able to get rescued, we see Nightwing completely exhausted, and he passes out in the flames. And when he comes to, Oracle is standing over him, and his first question is, what happened? And Oracle tells him, you lost consciousness. And his next question is why? And Oracle tells him, you took a gunshot wound to the head, and then you just got punched by an enhanced individual. Your head is not healed yet. You're still suffering from concussions and things of that nature. You're lucky to even be waking up right now. And Tim Drake is also here, letting him know that Bitewing, aka Haley, the dog that Nightwing adopted, was frantically looking for him and worried about him. But this is when they start discussing, how the kids are, making sure that all the kids were able to make it off the pier. And Tim Drake, he lets them know, all the kids, they're good. They're back on the streets, but they're alive. And it's all thanks to the kindness of strangers. And that's the thing about Blüdhaven, as this place isn't filled with criminals. There are tons of good people, but this city is currently run by tons and tons of criminals, and that is the core issue on why Blüdhaven is so bad. But this is when Oracle fills Nightwing on some information, letting him know that that woman that was talking to Boss Maroni was Zucco, Mayor Zucco. And while he was knocked out, Oracle did a little bit of digging into who she is. And we learned that she is the daughter of Tony Zucco from his first marriage, but he ended up bailing early in her adolescence. And so because of that, she ended up being raised by the Maroni crime family, which is arguably even a worse situation to grow up in. And as Oracle did some more digging into this individual, she found tons of FBI records, but the issue is the majority is redacted. And usually when you have FBI files this big and so much information is redacted, either you're a spy or you're a really bad dude. And this messes so much up for Nightwing, because he has plans for the city. He wants to help catch all of the people that have fallen. But now having individuals like Heartless, Blockbuster, the crime family, and now the mayor is attached to all of that, it's going to make his job so much harder to be able to make this place a better place. And so Nightwing thinks it's best if he goes ahead and tries to give Zucco a visit. Try to find out as much information he can about this individual. Now, obviously, both Robin and Oracle, they tell him no. Like, dude, you're not going anywhere. You're staying right here. You suffering from a concussion. You literally passed out. You've been shot in the head. You got hit in the head. You just need to rest. You need to get like 8 hours of sleep and just calm down. Though rest might not be the best option if you have a concussion, but we're gonna ignore that little fact. And as Nightwing, he sits here in bed and he ponders everything that is going on. And he's thinking, the criminal daughter of the man who killed his parents is now mayor of the city. There's no way in hell Nightwing is going to be able to sleep. And so we see him suit up and he heads out, picking up on the ledge outside of Zucco's place. This is when Oracle chimes in and asks him what the heck he's doing. And he tries to lie to her. He tries to say that he's just resting, but Oracle has cams that he completely forgot about because he literally has head concussions. But he tries to tell her it's okay. He tries to let her know that he's just going to do a little bit of investigation and he has no intentions of letting anything get physical while he is here. And as he starts to climb inside of one of these windows, there's an individual sitting with a sword waiting for him to come inside. But lucky for him, Oracle sees this individual just in time and gives Nightwing just barely seconds to be able to duck. And he has to move real quick. Working his way down the stairs, he learns that this individual is not enhanced, but she does have some skills. And as he is trying to evade all of her attacks going down the stairwell, he gets hit in the head yet again, knocking him dizzy, and he falls to the ground. But this is where we see Melinda Zucco come out wielding a bat in her hand, telling Audrey that she has this, and she knocks Nightwing out. And as Nightwing starts to come to, he finds himself tied to a chair, realizing he's been knocked out for the second time today, knowing that this can't be good for his brain, and he is currently tied up, but then he realizes that he is no longer wearing his mask, realizing that Zucco just took his mask off. And looking up at her, she realizes that it is Dick Grayson, and we see Nightwing break out of his confinement, and he gets super aggressive, telling her that he knows exactly who she is and who she works for and who her father truly is. But this is when she lets us know that she is not the daughter of Tony Zucco. For a long time, she even believed that that were the case, but she found out the truth. She found out that her real father's name, his name was John Grayson. This is freaking Nightwing's sister, and that will be the end of this issue. So holy crap. Tell me what you guys think. I personally was not expecting that twist whatsoever. I really thought they were building her up to be the next villain, but it seems like she's been working her way from the inside, trying to take down all of these individuals. Take down the individuals that killed her real biological father, or helped lead to the death of him. At least that's the vibe I'm picking up from this so far. And not only were you learning that, but we're learning that Heartless is an enhanced individual. And with Dick Grayson taking so many headshots, with him having so much head damage, we can only imagine that this isn't going to play out well for him. If he doesn't get some rest soon, he's going to end up paying very badly. This situation could have even gone worse for him if it hadn't wound up being his sister. But who knows, maybe it will. Maybe she really is evil, maybe she really is working for them, and maybe, just maybe, she's gonna be the next villain. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.